Yung tatay po ni Alice Go, may connection talaga, direktang ties sa Chinese Communist Party, United Front. Yan po yung sabi niya dito sa kanyang report, China Insider. Kaya pala niya Mr. Maravillas, bigla na lang lumitaw na parang kabote itong si Alice Go. Hindi lang po, kaya po kamangha-mangha na siya mga kababayan nagsimula sa pagninegosyo ng pag-aalaga ng baboy po, biglang naging big time in a very short period of time. Tapos yung kanyang naging mga co-incorporators po, mga pugante at sabit sa money laundering, ganon katindi ang nadiscover mga kababayan sa Senate hearing. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. iGlow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas. Ito mga kababayan yung latest development tungkol kay Bamban Mayor Alice Go. Ano yan Mr. Maravillas? Kasi may nag-share sa atin mula sa report ng China Insider. Ayan po, China Insider. Deep look into essential issues with David Xiang. Ang sabi mga kababayan nitong Chinese journalist, yung tatay po daw nitong si Bamban Mayor Alice Go, may connection talaga sa Chinese Communist Party, United Front. Yan po yung kanyang report dito. China Insider with David Xiang. Alice Go's father ties to CCP's United Front. Kinover niya mga kababayan itong Senate investigation na pinangungunahan po ni Senator Risa Hontiveros. Ngayon, niresearch niya mga kababayan yung background ng tatay nitong si Alice Go na isang Chinese. Siya din, Chinese journalist siya mga kababayan. Napag-alaman niya sa kanyang pagkakalkal ng background ng tatay mga kababayan itong si Alice Go. May connection na niya sa Chinese Communist Party mismo. Ganon. Ayan yung China Insider po. Is a co-production between NTD and the Epoch Times. David Xiang reports on the most important news of the day inside China and how the world is interpreting China's role in the global political environment. The show features an in-depth discussion with experts on important issues with a focus on US-China relationship. Yan po ang sabi ni David Xiang ng China Insider. Alice Go's father ties to CCP's United Front. Kaya pala, mga kababayan, sabi ni Senator Risa Hontiveros, ang susunod anyang hearing, it will be an executive session at bawal na yung media. Ito yung post niya mga kababayan kahapon. Sabi niya po, gaya ng nabanggit kanina, seryoso po tayo dito. Friends, our law enforcement agencies have expressed the desire to share more comprehensive findings in executive session. Findings that involve national security and transnational organized crime. Ang susunod na hearing, pili na lang ang tatawagin namin. Ito po ay hindi bukas sa media. Kailangan natin na lumabas ang katotohanan. Kailangan natin maintindihan ang punot dulo nito alang-alang sa bayang Pilipinas. Kaya pala ganun yung kanyang ganyan yung kanyang pananalita, ganun yung post mga kababayan ni Senator Risa Hontiveros sa kanyang Facebook account. Malamang sa malamang, may insider story na rin po siya, may mga feelers na sa kanya kung ano talaga ang pagkatao po nito ni Bamban Mayor Alice Go. Ang problema, sabi po ni Comelec Chairman Garcia, itong si Alice Go, pwede pa ito mag-seek ng re-election sa 2025. midterm election. Yan po sabi dito sa report ng Manila Standard. Go can still seek second term, sabi ng COMELEC. Yan po si COMELEC Chairman Garcia, katabi ni Alice Go kasi isa siya sa mga resource speakers po na na-invite ng Senado. So pwede pa siyang magkandidato po, mga kababayan, sabi ng COMELEC. Sabi diyan, Poll Chairman George Garcia said unless a local official was convicted of a crime, they could still run for public office. If a local official is suspended, that is not a final conviction or judgment in a case. She can still run in the polls, sabi po ni Garcia. He said other charges can be filed against her, but the poll chief said he does not want to preempt any case that may be filed against her. As for us, Anya, if ever, we would accept her certificate of candidacy. Paliwanag po niya. Garcia earlier said, Go may face perjury charges if proven that she misdeclared herself as a Filipino citizen. The COMELEC chairman said the poll body only requires aspiring candidates to submit a certificate of candidacy in which they declare that they are Filipino citizens. The poll body presumes the declaration of aspiring candidates is true until a disqualification or cancellation of candidacy case is filed by a registered voter. So yun mga kababayan ang problema. Kailangan yung final judgment. O ngayon, iparinig ko po sa inyo itong report ni David Xiang, isang Chinese journalist po, na ang sabi niya, mga kababayan sa kanyang report, yung tatay po ni Alice Go, may connection talaga, direktang ties sa Chinese Communist Party, United Front. Yan po yung sabi niya dito sa kanyang report, China Insider. Kaya pala niya Mr. Maravillas, bigla na lang lumitaw na parang kabote itong si Alice Go. Hindi lang po, kaya po kamangha-mangha na siya mga kababayan nagsimula sa pagninegosyo ng pag-aalaga ng baboy po, biglang naging big time in a very short period of time. Tapos yung kanyang naging mga co-incorporators po, mga pugante. At sabit sa money laundering, ganon katindi ang nadiscovery mga kababayan sa Senate hearing. Pakinggan natin itong report mga kababayan. Ito po siya mga kababayan.
Today, I have some exclusive information thanks to a viewer who provided me the key evidence. This will tie Alice Guo's father, Angelito Guo, to a CCP-linked Chinese association. Meanwhile, as the recent Senate hearing has revealed, Alice Guo's ties to China is much more apparent than ever before. So we'll be tackling all the mysteries around her so far. All right, it seems like my analysis of Alice Guo has been spot on. My conclusion is that Alice Guo is a front of a large-scale scam and money laundering operation that got busted, and she made her way into the mayor's office hoping to expand that operation behind the scenes, but was caught. And now she has to make up lies on the way. Her connection to the CCP is not to be undermined, as all
So sabi niya,
evidence suggesting that.
Sabi niya mga kababayan sa kanyang report na malamang sa pagpasok niya sa politika, sa pag-mayor ng Bamban kasi gusto nilang mag-expand ng operation ng mga illegal activities tulad ng yung pogo, pagkatapos nung money laundering. Yun ang sinasabi dito mga kababayan ni David Xiang.
The situation so far. Now, no amount of argument over her ties and nationality can undermine that the real issue here is the criminal group activities that was doing things like human trafficking, detentions, hacking, among other things. And Alice
Trafficking and hacking.
She was revealed at a recent hearing to be a business partner also of the main suspects in the biggest scam and billion-dollar money laundering case in Singapore, which we'll talk about in the second half. First, let's reveal some critical information about the Guo family name. To start with her father, we have to backtrack to her family name first. So here's the context. The Guo is a large family name that comes from southern China in a town called Jinjin, and practically that's near the Taiwan Strait in the province of Fujian. Here is the family of the Chao Tai Guo. In fact, according to Chinese Wikipedia, the Guo family name traces all the way back to 700 BC, and the Guo family spans across Southeast Asia. So it's very reasonable that there is a Guo family name in the Philippines as well. Now, a viewer sent me an email today with these photos. Now, the words that I've circled here mean Chao Tai, which is precisely that village where the Guo family's name originates from. And so I looked into some of these associations that sent a congratulatory message to Alice Guo for becoming mayor. This one here reads Family Pride, and it's from the Hong Kong Chao Tai Guo Clan Association, and another one from the Hong Kong Chao Tai Association, and the third from Philippine Chao Tai Association. Notice how they all differ by the name slightly, but they all signal that these associations belong to the larger Guo family and the extended families, and they span across the overseas reach, as well as they all are linked together based on the family name. So I began digging. Here's the first piece of information that I found. In 2018, Alice Guo's father was an honorary advisor for the Philippines Chao Tai Association. In this article, there are multiple Guo last name individuals serving in this particular association. So that at least proves that Alice Guo's father is at least in 2018 still in the Philippines and actively participating with the local Chinese community. Now, it was revealed by the Senate
Infiltrator
that Guo's father
talaga po.
would travel back to China frequently,
Yung
in fact,
tatay.
sometimes more than 3 trips per month. But after some more digging, it seems like this is more suspicious
At
than
malamang
actually
talagang
just the travel
Chinese
itself,
spy.
because this article came up. This is an event celebrating the new leadership of another association, but tied to the same Guo family. And this was attended by, here's the most important part, Zhu Feng, who is the deputy director of the coordination department of the CCP liaison office, which, by the way, is a top spy agency of the
Spy
Chinese Communist
agency
Party.
ng
The next
China,
one is the Fujian
associated
United
po.
Association's deputy chair, Chen Congcong. And another one is the Fujian Chinese Association chair emeritus. And this one is the Fujian Association, of course, we often associate with the Chinese police station. These associations, they all have ties to United Front, which is a very massive network of overseas Chinese associations that speak and do the biddings of the CCP. The next is the chairman of the Hong Kong Chao Tai Association, and then the Chao Tai Guo Clan Association chair as well. And here comes more ties to the CCP, which is, again, that United Front department aspect of the Fujian province. They send their director, as well as the Chao Tai Village Communist Party boss also came. So it just proves to you that the Guo family and their tight associations in the Philippines are very closely linked to Chinese Communist Party organizations. Other members from the Alice Guo's Fathers Association also came to this event. So I can say at this point, without any doubt, that the Guo family has heavy ties to the CCP through their United Front operations.
May link
And
po sa
United Front
Chinese,
operation
ano?
is a
Communist
massive overseas
Party.
network. It campaigns on the idea that the Chinese Communist Party will have overseas reach in every single country, in every
Hindi
single Chinese
Communist,
community, to basically control
United
most
Front.
of what the community thinks about the CCP. And it seeks to co-opt these
Yung
associations in
spy
different
agency
countries
nila.
to do the work for them in different ways, benign ways, ways that you don't really see on the surface, such as even including donating to politicians, putting people into power, etc., etc. Now, Fujian, as I mentioned, is a province. It's a hotbed for the CCP because they've been able to be captured overseas through incentives. Now, remember, there was the CCP police station in New York City. That was from one of the Fujian-based associations in New York. And so this may partially explain why Alice Guo is decked out in the designer clothes and the luxury items that she holds, because these associations often come with economic incentives, and because they do the work for the CCP, and they gain a lot of benefits from it. But that's just part of that. Now, I think Alice Guo is involved in something bigger. Money laundering on a massive scale. Now, according to Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, which I hope I pronounced that right,
Ito na
he
yung
talked about
report
the same
dito.
issue I was talking about with money laundering. Gatchalian says financial records of Baofulan, which was the
Sa
big
Senate hearing po.
compound that Alice Guo helped them to get, which later became that scam network. When they were first busted, the Bam Bam scam network, we started to learn more about the ties to Alice Guo. But according to the recent Senate hearing, we hear that they were only operating on a capital of about 1.2 million pesos, or about 20,000 US dollars. And a third-party estimate puts it at about 100,000 US dollars for operating expenses. Now, given the scale and the size, it doesn't seem to fit. And then the senator also cast doubt on the source of income of Guo's father, whom the mayor said frequently would give her cash amounting to something like plus or minus 20,000 US dollars, depending on the amount, of course, as capital for her business. And so according to SEC records, it showed that her family's pig farm, which was supposedly the origin of where she gets her income and wealth, had absorbed a $900,000 loss in 2021. And it made about 81,000 net profit in 2022. So it was not making a lot of money. And this, as her father's embroidery business, made about 440,000 profit in 2022 and about 7.
So madaling sabi, front lang yung negosyo po. Kaya napakayaman ni Alice Go at lagi siyang binibigyan ng pera. Kaya pala yung Senate investigation nakasentro mga kababayan doon sa mga negosyo. Kasi katakataka na biglang yaman mga kababayan ito galing sa sinabi niyang pag-aalaga lang ng baboy. Pagkatapos biglang naging napakalawak yung kanyang koneksyon. Both local and national officials. Kita ninyo mga kababayan, pagpatuloy natin itong report ni David Xiang.
720,000 in 2023. So there's a lot of business out there. Some of them are making money, some of them are losing money. But I really don't think these businesses making money is their number one priority. Of course, these are all numbers in the Philippines currency, which is the pesos. So they're nothing major in the grand scale of if you convert it to, say, the US dollars. But the problem here is that I think they're using business investments in any way, shape, or form to sort of divert attention away from what they're doing, which is, I believe, part of that is the money laundering aspect. So was Alice Guo's father doing the money laundering part for her? It might not be so simple. I think there's multiple avenues in which things are being done. But the bigger question for me is, who is he doing it for? Which obviously I don't have the answer to. But let's first talk about the new revelation from Senator Hontiveros, which is about Alice Guo being tied to the Singaporean scam and money laundering scheme. And this really, I'll tell you the conclusion later, but this is a much bigger story now than it was last week. And this happened to be the biggest money laundering scheme in Singapore's history, racking up to a total for about 2.2 billion US dollars, with 10 Chinese nationals charged for related crimes activities. Now, it just happens that the compound development, this called Baofu Land Development, is where Alice Guo was involved. That's also the same place in which Alice Guo's business partners, two of them are the criminals in Singapore, right? So you have the Filipino scam network Compound, which is partially, involving Alice Guo, and then you have the biggest scam and money laundering situation in Singapore, and then they're connected. So Alice Guo has two business partners invested into the Compound where the Philippines has found them, busted them for scam. And then those two people are the same people that are involved in the biggest Singaporean scandal of the time. You're telling me that there's no connection here and that there's no money laundering in the Filipino case? Just let that sink in, okay? Like really sink in. For just a minute, think about this. Two people that had so much money because they were doing money laundering that they needed overseas venture investments of some sort to, say, the Philippines. Let's just say it's a random development zone that nobody knew was going to become a scam, criminal activity sort of foothold, stronghold. And then it just happens to be Alice Guo's sort of investment venture here in the Philippines. Now, these two people in the Singapore case, one of them is Ling Bao-in, the only woman among the 10 suspects in Singapore's largest money laundering case. And then the second person is her partner, Zhang Ruijin, and their combined asset goes up to about 240 million US dollars. And then Alice Guo comes out and claims that she didn't know the crimes of her business partners until this week. So that just adds another layer of things, right? I guess you would say another red flag to the chest full of red flags. She's like a walking red flag. So how can Alice Guo, a savvy businesswoman with 12 vehicles to her name, multiple businesses registered to her name, investments, ventures, didn't do a background check or like a trust-based sort of investigation on her friends from Singapore? And was she not an avid newsreader as a politician? Of the biggest case in perhaps the world at the time, or say Asia, she just didn't know about it? I think that's unbelievable, like literally impossible to believe her. Alice Guo said at the hearing that after she withdrew her investment from Bao Fulan in 2022, she never contacted Lin Baoyin and Zhang Rijin again. Okay, so here that raises another question, all right, for me, which is that after Alice Guo became mayor in 2022, she seems to have distanced herself from these dirty sort of works like scams, human trafficking, and money laundering that was taking place literally behind her mayor office. Think about it. If you're a mayor and a large criminal group was operating in the town and you had no idea about it, there's only two reasons. One of them is that you're incompetent and you need to resign, or the second one is that you're in on it. So from my experience, this cannot conclusively suggest that Alice Guo was no longer involved after she withdrew the investment, but because precisely that she was trying to appear like she's not part of this anymore, that she gave it away. Look, she's decked out in luxury looks, right? From accessories to cars to clothing to everything else. Like she at one point had a helicopter. It makes me think that she's even more involved than ever before, but just that her actions not being put behind the scenes, right? This happens in China all the time. These CCP officials, before they become an official, they're doing all these gang activities. Afterwards, they didn't just stop doing it, they amplified it, but now they no longer have to dirty their hands themselves. So to this day, we have not heard any answer as to how the Guo family, Alice Guo's immediate family that is, makes their appropriate shares of wealth. And what's even more strange now is that Alice Guo doesn't even want to admit to things in her family, like how she denied knowing her siblings, who she had traveled with according to documents, but claims otherwise.
Kaya
Or that her mother is a
napakasinungaling
maid,
ko.
to which we may
Pati
even now
yung-
question the existence of the so-called Amelia Leo. Does she even
Pa-
exist?
pati
Because
mga
the birth
kapatid
registry
niya,
of her mother
hindi
doesn't
daw niya
exist,
kilala.
neither does her father. And then Alice has two step-siblings, Sheila and Simon, who she has traveled with, like I said earlier. And it shows that on their birth certificate, they actually have their mother, Amelia Leo, but then their parents don't have records. So, I mean, at this point, I feel like we're just, finding out about the Guo family at the same time that Alice is finding out about her family. Like, it's just some real life drama of her discovering her entire life. Was she so distant from her family that her past is just a mystery to all of us, including herself? Well, her McLaren says otherwise. According to internet information, the only McLaren 620R in the Philippines was smuggled in illegally. But Alice claims that the McLaren that she is tied to was borrowed. So who has an illegally imported car that is allowed to be borrowed around? I feel like at this point we're just being played, like we're all dumb, or we have no IQ. Like we're these animals running around. Like they're toying with us. It's not that hard. She has an extensive connection to money laundering and CCP spy agencies. Plain and simple. Anyways, that's it today for the episode analyzing some of the updated
So
information
yun
on
po, mga kababayan, may koneksyonan niya sa Chinese spy agency, itong si Alice Guo. Kasi yung tatay niya mismo, may ties to the CCPs, Chinese CCPs, Chinese Communist Parties United Front. Sabi yan mismo mga kababayan ni David Xiang ng China Insider. Sa kanya pong report, kaya pala niya Mr. Maravillas, nang ma-interview siya ng mainstream media, in-emphasize niya talaga at kinotes pa ng kanyang abogado. Ulitin mo niya na hindi ka isang Chinese spy. Kasi yun ang duda sa kanya. Inulit-ulit pa yon. Mga kababayan ni Senator Loren Ligarda. Ayan po yung ginigisa siya, mga kababayan sa Senate hearing kanina, o kahapon po.
It's more about your life in China.
Wala po akong life po sa China. Dito po ako lumaki sa Pilipinas po.
Tell us about your life in the Philippines and tell us about your family in China, in Fukien.
Family ko po in
No,
China.
in Fukien. Please tell us about your father who's from China and he used to visit you when you were a child, and the family of your father in China, and where are you from China in Fukien? We have interpreters and perhaps I can understand a little.
Yes po. Guai lao pe tui tai liok lai.
Continue.
Gua si Trung Quốc lang. Gua si Philippines lang.
Tell us about your relatives. Pakikwento po ang mga kamag-anak ng iyong ama. San sa bansang Sina ang inyong ama at ano ang ginagawa niyo? Sinabi niyo embroidery, etc. Negosyo at mga kamag-anak niyo doon. Tell
Sen.
us.
Lauren, before she answers,
Yes.
maybe we can ask Ms. Batay, our Chinese interpreter, just to
Yes,
interpret to
yes.
us what the mayor said.
Thank you.
Ms. Batay.
Okay, so in English, the interpretation would be, my father is from China. I am not a Chinese. I am a Filipino.
I mean, you're obviously half Chinese because if your father is full Chinese and your mother you claim is Filipino, right?
Your Honor, ako po ay isang Filipino at ang tatay ko po ay Chinese. Ako po ay, kung hindi man po ako full-blooded po na 100% po na Filipino, dahil po sa tatay ko, ako po ay isang Filipino po.
Okay. What do you recall in 1986 when you were born?
Your Honor.
And why is it that you obtained your birth certificate? To be fair, sometimes people only have their birth certificates much later. But tell us the process of obtaining your birth certificate in what year? What year did you get your birth certificate?
Your Honor, 2005 po.
Yes.
Sen.
How
Lauren,
did you...
if I may just quickly add to your
Please,
earlier
please,
question.
proceed, Madam Chair.
Mayor, may childhood photos ba kayo sa Bamban?
Yes.
Meron po, nung bata po ako, Madam Chairman, hindi po talaga uso cellphone. Pero sa nangyari po, meron po
camera
mga
po.
circulation po ng mga pictures ko po ng teenage life ko po sa conception. I can provide po. In fact, hindi ko po alam na meron po pala akong ganun picture.
Could you kindly give us the earliest photos of yourself and your family and your workmates, playmates in your very exclusive and closed farm that you said, and your relatives in China and your father's relatives, and the time that you were born, 1986, hindi naman, okay, walang cellphone, but you must have photos. Know that time is limited, and I would want to get to know the mayor. As I said, we're giving you the opportunity to prove to us that you are Filipino.
Opo.
We ask you the questions which I would ask normal people. I would ask you, Lisa, tell me about your childhood, right? Sorry, in our childhood, I talk about my child. Yun lang. Nothing to be defensive about. You don't have to say the same thing. Basta sa farm po. Tell us about your child. Ako sa farm. Basta tell us about your child. Sa farm. Ano ba? Huwag tayong robot. Tell us about your childhood. So we're convinced that you have a childhood in the Philippines. And if we ask you to speak about a foreign language, to speak in a foreign language that you are, nabihasa ka, ay, hindi, mas magaling po ako sa Pilipino. Ba't may kakaya kung magaling sa Fukien? Kung magaling ka mag-Mandarin? Wala, maganda nga, marami ka na lengguwahe. I will leave it at that and I will
Opo.
ask more questions in the next hearing because ano ba ang ating pinupunto dito? Na dapat ang ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno ay hindi nagpapahintulot ng mga sindikatong kriminal na nagbibigay ng mga peking birth certificate at ibang dokumento na nabibigyan tuloy minsan ng mga Philippine passports o nakakabigay ng ID ng Philippine government agencies na de-deprive tuloy ang ibang Pilipino sa mga benepisyo. At hindi lang yan, maari pa, without judging you or prejudging you, na mahalal sa mga posisyon na maaring maging national security issue. I'm not judging, I'm basing it on what I've heard and read, and I'm giving you the chance to prove that you are Filipino. Yes, so I will leave it at that. Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for the time and the patience. And I would like for her to submit the photos that you requested, the name of the teacher, and perhaps the teacher who helped her homeschooling, names of employees, their full names, photos, addresses, playmates, etc. You must have a neighbor who knew you in the 80s, right? Imposible mo walang may kilala. Hindi pwedeng sumulpot ko na lang ng 2005, tapos I'm Filipino, I'm here. Okay. Yun po, I leave it at that. I'm not yet convinced, but I really, sincerely want to be convinced because it would break my heart if we have a foreigner who is an elected official. It would break my heart kung ganon. It's really a national security risk. So I'll be very strict with DFA and with PSA sa inyong you better straighten that out. Yung mga sindikato nandyan sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno na nagbebenta ng mga birth certificates. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Salamat din, Sen. Lord.
So yun mga kababayan, ngayon, sabi natin, paulit-ulit niyang sinabi na hindi niya ako spy. Ayan pa. Sa interview ng mainstream.
Ako niyo lang po, nagsisinungaling daw po kayo? Hindi po ako nagsisinungaling. Then why couldn't you answer, ma'am?
Sa inyo, Mayor, ma'am, can you confirm yung mga ari-arian? May po kayo. Okay. Sabay-sabay lang kami. Sagutin ni Mayor lahat. Fair ang treatment sa inyo dito sa hearing. No comment on the treatment, pero papatunayan namin na Filipino si Mayor Alice Go. Meron siyang birth certificate. Yung sinabi niya, totoo, yung nanay niya ay kasambahay. Tignan niyo yung birth certificate, nakalagay occupation ng kanyang nanay doon, a housekeeper. Meron siyang Filipino passport. Wala na siya ibang passport. So now, the burden of proof transfers to the accuser. Napatunayan nila na peke yung mga hawak naming dokumento. Yung kanyang birth certificate, yung kanyang passport, ilang beses na po yun na-renew. Wala ho ibang kinikilalang bansa si Mayor Go, kundi Pilipinas lang. Ayaw nga niya magsalita ng dahil kahit anong pilit sa kanya, dahil ang mother tongue niya ay Tagalog.
Sir, bakit hindi raw mahanap yung birth certificate ng parents? Ng nanay, in particular?
Hindi siya involved doon sa pagkuha ng kanyang birth certificate. Ang nakita niya, yun na yung inabutan niya. At yun yung sinagot niya. Buong tapang sinagot ni Mayor. Lahat ng tanong na makita niyo naman, lahat na binuot. Pero hindi na tinag si Mayor. Sabi niya talaga na Pilipino ako. At wala akong ibang bansa. Saan niyo ako i-deport? Diba? Pilipinas lang. Ito lang. At hindi niya iiwanan yung Bamban Tarlac. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat. Mayor, you confirm? Iwanan mo Bamban? Hindi.
Hindi ko po iwanan ng
Okay, yun na
Bamban
po.
at ako po ay isang Filipino.
Oh, yun lang po.
At
Maraming
lalo-lalo
salamat.
na po, hindi pa ako spy.
So, inulit pa yon mga kababayan na siya daw ay isang Pilipino at hindi siya spy. So anyway, tingnan natin, abangan na lang natin mga kababayan yung pagpapatuloy po ng investigasyon ng Senado. At yun, siyempre, after ng executive session with the security officials, may ipapalabas siyempre na announcement yung Senado, yung komitiba ni Risa Ontiveros. So yun ang kaabang-abang mga kababayan. Ano ba talaga ang totoong pagkatao nitong si Bamban Mayor Alice Go? Ayan man lang po mga kababayan. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye. God bless.